back with my guy 5 Star. We got football. I call it football Fridays with 5 Star. That's what I'm calling it. And
I like that.
yeah, it's cool kicking it with you. We made some money on some football yesterday. I'll tell you that right
Oh,
now.
oh yeah, we did really well. They was
You
mad.
know,
What up, chat? They was mad at us at Westgate, boy. I think we was the only two people
yeah.
in there that was going for the Chiefs, man.
I went over and talked to a couple of my buddies. I- They even said they was on the Ravens. They over there. They got Ravens jerseys on. I'm
Lying
like,
and shit.
damn, we in Baltimore or what?
They
But we
were
got the
deep in
job done.
Westgate. I had been going meeting you over there at Westgate, man, was really fun. I hadn't been in there in a while. I think the last time I went over there, I met you there. But as you see, it's the same guys who've been there for like 20 years. Cause I used to go there regularly, man, and it seems like every person who used to go there in
Still
2006 is
there.
still there. I say,
Yeah,
goodness,
that's how it
yeah.
is. You get in that Westgate, you don't leave.
I see, I see. Let me out.
And you know what else was funny too? Uh, before we get into the games, you just like me, or we like each other. Where we was watching it with our boy, and he said, "Where 5 Star go?" He said, or I asked him. I said, "Where 5 Star go?" He said he went to the bathroom, and then 5 minutes went by. I said, okay, I know what time it is. He don't
Yeah.
want nobody messing with his energy. He want to go sit alone and
Yes.
and cash his ticket.
Yes. I had to put my energy on it. You know how that go. What happened is, okay, I walked outside. I was so ticked off at the Chiefs for not taking advantage. They ended up getting 2 field goals. Remember, before the half, after the turnover and another stupid play where the Ravens went for it. Uh, they tried to go for it, man, and they stopped them at the like midfield. So out of those two great field positions, Kansas City only scored 6 points, man. And bro, I was so ticked off because I'm like, watch what's about to happen. Because I was heavy on the first half, money line of -1.5. I'm like, they're about to score a touchdown and knock me out
Mhm.
this money. The Ravens
You
are.
should have been not even. You shouldn't even have to think about it, honestly.
I shouldn't even have to worry about it. So I'm sweating. So I dipped off. When I would go outside, I was like, let me twist me one. I took me a little rotation around the world real quick. And then I came back in. And when I came back in, as soon as I walked back in, one of the old school jankers from one of the old school jacks, he been sitting there janking people for years. As soon as I walk in the door, hey man, what's up, 5 Star? Good to see you. I say, damn. And so I see him, I say, what's up, brother? How you doing? Who you on? That's the first thing he said. He's like, who you on? I'm like, oh, I'm just watching the game. He's like, the Ravens are gonna win. As soon as he said that, interception, Mahomes just threw it
Oh,
straight to Roquan Smith, like right before the half, and I'm like, what the hell is? Because I'm feeling kind of decent, like I'm about to go over here with the homie and with Skee
yeah,
and have some drinks and celebrate the win. Man, he threw that interception with like a minute left. I'm
stupid
like,
interception too.
like he just threw it straight to him. I don't know what he was even doing. Just I guess working us, but he did it. But we survived. And after I cast that 13-10, I was told you I'm going home. I could Cause that last play, bro, when they scored that touchdown, I just cut the TV off. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that I had won until I checked my account. I was so mad. I was like, man, they gave up this 3 points and he scored the touchdown. I'm like, I'm not watching this overtime. And I looked at my phone. I said, oh, I won. And they
yeah.
said he was out of bounds. Then I turned on ESPN and saw it. I was like, wow, that was really close, man.
Should have wore some white shoes.
Should have wore some white shoes. There you go. That's right. That's the perfect response. We'll
All right,
take it
let's.
though. We like
Yeah,
to start off our season with a
100%.
clean sweep. Bro. We won every which way but loose on that one. I love it.
Yep. And see if we can do it again here today. We do have one game in college that goes today, and we'll talk about a few games. So let's start with the one that goes today.
Okay.
That looks like 303, 304, Duke and Northwestern. Northwestern opened as a 2.5 point favorite, hasn't really moved too much. It looks like -2.
Mm-hmm.
Total, though, has dropped 2 points to 37. So in a game where they're not expecting that many points, you looking at the dog, or you think Northwestern's gonna get the job done?
I'm going with the dog. These are pretty evenly matched teams. They're both really average, mediocre teams. Teams that are not explosive offensively, that play towards their defense, like to run the ball, really safe. But the thing about Duke is Manny Diaz, who was their coach, is a little bit more of a risk taker. He's at least trying to win. Northwestern's head coach David Braun really plays careful, man, like really safe. And I don't like his quarterback this year. They got Mike Wright in there, and he came in from Vanderbilt. So you transfer trash Vanderbilt to trash Northwestern, so good luck with that. But at least he's smart because we know both of those have really high academic standards. So he's a smart kid, but I don't think he's going to be able to move the ball against Duke. He's more of a runner than a passer, like 50% completion percentage. But then you look at Duke, they have a real baller in Malik Murphy. He's from Inglewood, right out around your way, where some of my family's at too. Some of my relatives that went to Morningside High, they are from Inglewood. That's where Malik Murphy's from. And he's 6'5", baller, runs about a 4.5. I don't know how much he adapts to the offense yet, coming from Texas, completely different world going to Duke. But he did just enough last week for them to win that game. Northwestern struggled. They played Miami, Ohio from the MAC, and they didn't score but 3 points on them in the first half. They ended up with 13. I just think that Duke had just enough offense in this game to get by and to win it. As I said, it'll be a defensive struggle, but I'm scared of the under because I know everyone's going to pound the under. Why not? I mean, it's 37, and both these teams are historically known for going under on all their games, and it's a Friday night game. But I'm just going to stick to what I do best, and that's the side. So I took Duke, and I got them at +3 because I got 2.5 and bought up a half a point. I got +3 -120, but I'm also going to play the money line as well. If you guys can get a 2, I think the 2 will hold up. But I'll definitely be on Duke.
Right, 5-star liking the dog. I'm kind of agreeing with that under that total. The more I'm looking at this game, both teams' defense played really good in that first week, and you have a Northwestern team who takes. I mean, they play at a slow pace, taking a little bit more than 30 seconds to get plays going.
Yes, did it. It's so slow, bro. It's
And
like
then it's windy. It's windy too.
yes. Night game in Chicago.
So, I mean, the wind is a big deal. Rain, I don't care, but wind, that
Yeah,
that can mess some stuff up. So,
definitely. What is it, like 15 miles an hour wind?
yep,
Yeah,
15.
yeah.
So I'll lean with the under, and I
You
got
see team
5-star.
totals on those Skee. You got me on the team totals now. Now I'm stalking them. At first, I wasn't paying attention to them as much.
20.5 for Northwestern.
And what's Duke's?
19 and a, oh no, 18.5.
Really? I like Duke over.
Duke
Team
over.
total.
Okay.
Yeah, on the team total. I think they can score 20 points. Yeah, I
All
think
right.
they're good for 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. And I
Couple
think
different
20 will
ways to
be
look
enough
at
to
this
win
one.
this game. Yeah, I like that. I like Duke on the
So first
over.
to 20 wins.
Yeah, first to 20 wins, and I think it'll be Duke. I think it'll be Malik Murphy. I saw somebody in the chat was on game. They knew about Malik Murphy. Shout out to
Yeah,
that
my
guy.
guy Jay, he's
Shout
with
out,
you.
Jay. All right, Jay.
He said he gonna ball out. So guys liking Duke, and we'll keep it like that. We'll move over to the next game, and that is one that I'm not too familiar with, but I'll look it up a little bit while you talk. Boise
Okay.
State and Oregon. Um, why don't I see this game here? Well, the
I think
line
it's
right now
18 and a half now.
is 18.5 now.
I think so. When I got it was 21 and a half. I bought it yesterday, but now it's probably 18 and a half. I was seeing 19s and all it's crashing.
I'm trying to find it. There's so many college games
But
you
the
can't
money's
even.
going the other way though. So we're in
Oh
a good
yeah, you're
spot.
right. It's
Yeah.
it's 18.5 and
Yeah.
61.5.
Yeah, yeah, that's a bad number. 3 touchdowns is way too much against Boise State. Um, these are 2 undersized quarterbacks, but they both can ball. You got Maddox Matson from Boise State, and you got Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. Dylan Gabriel's more known. He's played at UCF, played at Oklahoma. He threw for 380 yards or so for Oregon last week, but Oregon wasn't dominant on the ground, and we know the thing that makes Oregon the Ducks at home at Archer Stadium is running that ball. Whether it was the Chip Kelly days, Mario Cristobal, they've always ran the ball well. And I just don't see them running the ball better on Boise State than they ran the ball against Idaho, who's a FCS school. Boise State played horrible on defense. And I'm the type of better that I like to look at what happened the previous week and try to go kind of the opposite, you know. And what I saw last week with Boise State was a really weak defense, let Georgia Southern kind of do what they wanted. But what I know about that program is their head coach, Spencer Danielson, is a defensive type minded guy. He got hired because he was a really good DC there. And after they fired their head coach, he took over the program and led them to win the Mountain West last year and took the interim head coach term. They took the interim head coach title from him and gave him the head coaching job. He's a defensive guy. He played linebacker himself. I think that he's going to be on that defense's row all this week and make them play better. And they're going to swarm to the ball, and they're going to be able to. You can't stop Oregon because Oregon is really good throwing the ball. So, but I think they'll be able to slow them down because Oregon was not good inside the red zone. As I said, they're a small team. The quarterback's small, the running backs are small, so they struggled being able to get those tough yards last week against Idaho. I don't think that Boise State is going to allow them to just separate like that and blow them out. Boise State has a really good running back in Ashton Genty. He ran for 267 yards on 20 carries, had 6 touchdowns last week. Sound like some Pee Wee League, right? 6 touchdowns against Georgia Southern. I know Georgia Southern isn't world beaters, but it's still a FBS school. So Genty's going to come to play. Big game in Oregon. Gets a chance to showcase his talent to a national audience. I think he's going to play well. Another thing, Boise State is 3-0 all time in the matchups against Oregon. A lot of people don't know that. They've never lost to Oregon before. Now, they haven't played since 2017, but you can believe that program knows this, and they're going to come in to Autzen with a lot of confidence. I just think 21.5, the number I got, is too much. The 18.5, that's kind of, it's a major difference. It's a field goal difference in that. But I'd probably still lean Boise State all the way to 17.
So Boise State still playable at the current number. And guys in the chat, or at least B Daddy likes the over. I don't
It
think this
makes
is
sense. Makes sense.
well, 5-star agrees. I think I don't have much say so in this game. At least the last game, I like that, the wins and the stuff we talked about. I feel more comfortable with that total. So we'll rock with Boise State, as 5-star says. And now we can talk a little bit of NFL, where I
Let's
do
get
have some opinions. And you got one game that I didn't play, and
okay.
one game that I did. So, and I don't remember what side that you took. I know you sent them to me. Oh, my bad. Or he backed out, so he'll be back up here in a second. Um, but let me take a look at this. I guess I'll look at some of these comments. Did I miss anything? See if I can get him back in here. Make sure I send this. So I'll say this. Or you know what I'll do? I got some of the memberships. For the people who's rocking with the show, we'll give out some of those memberships. So bear with me for a second. Let's see who can take advantage. Because I am going to share my NFL card for all the members. And I'll share whatever I bet in WNBA later too for my members. So let me just get in here, see what we can do. How many? Think we can give 5. Let's give out 5. I should look at the likes, but I'm gonna give them to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. So let's see who will be lucky enough to get it. I don't choose who gets it. It's random. So user 46 was gifted a membership. Shaka getting to it. Another one. Chad Colvin, Tariq B, and Kong's Clips. Those are the 5 people who were gifted memberships. So appreciate you guys. Be on the lookout and go ahead and hop in the Discord. The Discord is a lot of good money being made. So make sure y'all hop in there. Now let me get back over here. There we go.
I apologize, man. It said it was charging, but actually, I guess it wasn't charging. So
It's all good.
it went dead. I apologize, chat. Sorry about that.
It happens. Let's talk Raiders and Chargers.
Okay.
And this one hasn't moved. It opened 3, still 3. The total, though, dropped about 3 points, maybe even 3.5 at some shops. And I can understand that. You guys, if you don't know, the Chargers are my team.
Yeah.
So I do know Herbert. He's banged up. Going to have probably the backup quarterback out there. And in general, my personal rule for the Chargers is anything over 3, you bet the other team. So with the line right at 3 here, I mean, I can't automatically go with the rule, but I got to tell you, I'm nervous. I know we got a much better coach now. I'm not sure how the backup is going to do. 5-star. Can the Chargers can they beat the Raiders in week 1?
They will beat the Raiders in week 1. I like what Jim Harbaugh brings to the table. We won't have all of that video game stuff that Brandon Staley was doing. People forget that the Chargers have a really good defense. Their defensive roster is one of the best in the NFL. They have Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Asante Samuels Jr., Derwin James. And the type of coach that Harbaugh is, he always does a really good job at giving his teams physicality, making them play better defense, and giving them confidence. That's why he has these quick reboots. That's why he's always been really good at bringing these teams out the dirt and making them instant contenders. We saw it in San Francisco. He had a very similar roster that he has right here with the Chargers, where it was a defensive team. A lot of the talent was on the defensive side of the ball, and he had a young, underachieving quarterback over there with Alex Smith. They went 13-3 the first season. I think that he's going to have that type of effect with Justin Herbert too. I know Herbert's beat up, but it's not going to be about Herbert this game. He'll have to complete a couple passes. This is going to be a new look Chargers team, and it's going to be about being built from the inside out. That's what Jim Harbaugh is about. That's why he didn't draft any of the hot young receivers in the NFL draft this year. He didn't take Brock Bowers for tight end. Instead, he went and took Joe out because he wants to play, old school football. He wants to control the line of scrimmage. And he has Joe out on one side and Rashawn Slater on the other side. I just think that the Chargers are going to bounce back this year. We got a revenge angle here, too. That Skee last year, because I'm sure you got roasted at the book. The Raiders beat them 63-14. And you know how deep the Raiders
Pitiful,
fans are here. So they had a celebration. I remember that. The Raiders were celebrating like it was a Super Bowl. They beat the Chargers to death. So I think that that's good bulletin board material for Jim Harbaugh to use. He'll go in and get these guys fired up. Like this team put 63 on us last year. I think we're going to see a really good defensive effort against Gardner Minshew, who doesn't scare me. I think the Raiders are playing the long game. I think they're going to end up getting Shedeur Sanders or Carson Beck next year. They don't really want to win this year. They're building toward the future because, they don't have a quarterback. I feel like if they were really trying to play to win, they would have started Aiden O'Connell because Aiden O'Connell did decent as a rookie. He's a young guy and get him some more snaps. Gardner Minshew tells me that you guys are trying to throw the season, right? So I don't think the Raiders are just trying to, make the playoffs or anything this year. Don't get me wrong, Max Crosby's phenomenal. He's probably the best defensive player in the league. Straight game record. And Devontae Adams is still one of the best receivers in the league, but who's going to give him the ball? Does Gardner Minshew try to force it? Because we know Asante Samuels will probably be shadowing him across the field. I just think 3 points isn't enough. I expect a big game from Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, who John Harbaugh sent his brother Jim from Baltimore, and that's the two-headed monster they had for years. If Dobbins is healthy, we know what type of running back he is. Gus Edwards has always been really good power back, and he's healthy beginning of the year. I just think the Chargers come to play, and I don't think the Raiders have enough. Give me the Chargers -3 on this one.
Yeah, I like that angle about being fired up after getting embarrassed last year because I know I was embarrassed as a fan, so they should be damn sure embarrassed
Right.
as the players. The Raiders last year they fired McDaniels, right? And then they had Pierce, and nobody liked McDaniels. I feel like, and they were happy to get Pierce, and Pierce kind of sparked the team.
Yeah.
But I feel like I saw something over the summer where Pierce was having like some off-field issues or something. Um, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I didn't keep up with that. I didn't see anything about outfield. I know he from Compton, so ain't no telling.
Well, yeah, it was something with Pierce that I read, so I didn't like that. I don't like the quarterback situation, like you mentioned, and the Chargers, if anything, I mean, maybe the quarterback issue won't even be an issue for them because the coach he wants to run the ball. And they
Right.
got Gus Edwards, they got Dobbins. They're gonna probably try to just run, and maybe that's how they will have success in this game. So
I think
five
we see
star.
a leap this year too, with Quentin Johnson and with Josh Palmer. I think it's not, for anything that he allowed the receivers to walk the star receivers and decide to put the money somewhere else. I think that Justin Herbert is a good enough quarterback to bring the best out of those guys, and also with
Is
what
he
Harbaugh
playing?
brings as a coach. Because yeah, he should play. If he doesn't play, they wouldn't have picked up. They wouldn't have got Heineke. I don't think
Oh,
he's playing. I think he's playing. If he doesn't play, boy, I'm gonna be sick because I loaded up on the Chargers -3. I think it's all gamemanship. I don't think that Herbert's sitting out this game. I don't think the injury's that bad. But for sure, I know that Harbaugh is great at motivating guys. He makes guys into get the best of themselves. Vernon Davis was just a big time pick that was underachieving with the 49ers, and he's all these muscles and speed, and he was sorry as hell. And then he got with Jim Harbaugh, and he became the beast that he should have been. And I think that Quentin Johnson does that as well at wide receiver for them.
man, he need to catch some balls. I know that. He
This is year he got to this year. Harbaugh gonna give him that confidence, man.
All right, we'll see. We'll see about that one. And I did look up. They just added him to the injury report because the NFL said that they should, and he
Mm-hmm.
was a full participant in practice, so he
Yeah,
should be out there ready to
he's
go.
playing. He's playing.
All right, next game we have Steelers and Falcons, and this is
Yes, sir.
the one that I played. So, I've heard people talk about this game, and
You
they
played
like
the
the fact
Falcons,
that
I hope.
I didn't. I played the Steelers. So,
Really? Okay, I can't wait to hear this one. Why? All right.
well, the main thing is for one, I think it'll take a little bit of time for the Falcons. I need to move over to my Falcons notes. Um, I do think any quarterback is better than Ritter, but it's going to be Kirk Cousins. Am I mistaken? Did he come off a big injury?
Cousins, yeah, he was hurt, but he's all right. It was a while back in the season when he got hurt.
Yeah, so he came off an injury, and then in the new system, just the week one, I'm just not so sure that it's gonna go so smooth. That's just kind of how I'm thinking. I know all the pieces and all the things they've gotten that made this team a lot better. Defensive pieces they picked up, and the Steelers look like they're not going to be good at all, right? They don't have any receivers, but my thing is they've been consistent, and Tomlin gets these guys ready to play.
Yeah.
For as much lack of talent as they've had over the recent years, he still doesn't have losing seasons. So, his record, let me just see if I can get there. His record as an underdog, magnificent.
Yeah, it's
Uh
outstanding.
33 and 16. Oh no, that's with rest advantage, my bad. But he got some kind of crazy record I can't find right now when he's an underdog. And I like that for him. I think that the defense is gonna give the Falcons hell because that's how the Steelers gonna win any games this year, is really on that defensive end. So just a combination of that. I think that just like Falcons will be better without Ritter, I think Steelers, you can put any quarterback damn near is gonna be better than what they had last year. So I think they'll be able to stay within, or if they lose, I think they lose by a field goal. But you think different. So tell us why you like the Falcons.
Well, first of all, Mike Tomlin is facing himself. Raheem Morris is pretty much Mike Tomlin. They coach together as young assistants in Tampa Bay. They've been friends for a lot of years, and they got a lot of the same approaches to football. But the difference is Raheem Morris is playing with a much more talented team. So, I just think that Kirk Cousins versus Justin Fields and Russell Wilson is already a huge advantage. You got Arthur Smith was fired as the Falcons coach. He's the reason that a lot of the struggles that you saw with Atlanta was going on. The man didn't give Bijan Robinson the ball, but Bijan
Yeah,
Robinson is the closest thing to Marshall Faulk we've seen. But
yeah, you should have given
he
him the
didn't
ball.
get a chance to eat. He's going to eat this year with the new OC there, the new approach. Raheem Morris learned his lesson from Tampa Bay. I think he's going to be real aggressive. Kirk Cousins is a baller. They give him time, he's going to air out the Steelers. We've seen over the years the Steelers can beat you if you're running the ball, playing that AFC North style. But if you got a team that can spread them out and throw the ball, they have some really, really big holes in that zone always. They always play zone defense. And I think that Drake London will be able to eat on them. I think that Bijan Robinson has a big game catching the ball. And you talk about defense, the Falcons are the ones with the defense. Raheem Morris is a really good DC. He just won the Super Bowl with the Rams as the defensive coordinator. And now he has Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons together as the best safety duo in the league. Having two safeties who can play is like having two queens on a chessboard, because there's so many places that you can move them and so many things that you can do that could trick the quarterback's eyes. And you're dealing with two quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields who don't see the field really well. So I think that the Falcons defense is really underrated, and they're going to come and ball out. They just picked up in a trade Matthew Judon from New England. At one time with Baltimore, he was one of the best defensive linemen in the league. He's over there. And on the other side, they got the kid Lorenzo Carter, who's been playing well from Georgia. Two underrated corners. I just think that's too short of a number. I don't trust the Steelers' offense, especially with Jaylen Warren out. I'm not a big fan of their running back. He's a good kid, nice guy, but he has no burst. They ran him to the ground in Alabama. And
Come on, Najee.
yeah, Najee Harris, yeah, good kid. I met him before. He's a real cool, real decent dude. But it's just I think that his burst is lacking, man. And I don't know if they're able to maintain drives. It's a question whether it's going to be Russell Wilson, the quarterback, or Justin Fields. It really don't make a difference, honestly. Just Justin Fields might, scramble more and make more plays with his feet. And if I'm the Steelers fan, I'm betting the Steelers. I really want Justin Fields to play, honestly, because Russell Wilson makes good plays, but he tends to play really close games. You know how he plays. He's real conservative with his decisions, and he doesn't have the athleticism that he once had. But I'm all on the Falcons. I think that the Falcons, this is going to be a coming out game for them. I think they have the most talented team. I like Jimmy Lake, the DC, for the Falcons a lot. And I think that he's going to expose Arthur Smith. We saw Arthur Smith's offense with Atlanta last year, and it wasn't impressive. So I'm all over the Falcons.
Nobody's gonna look good with Ritter as quarterback. That's kind of how I feel. So I'm giving him a chance. I know Russ is not great, Fields not great, but they're better than Ritter. And
Yeah.
I disagree with you. I prefer Russell Wilson for this reason. Yes, Fields maybe can make some more plays or takes chances, but what I like about Russell Wilson is he takes care of the ball. And when you got a strong defense like the Steelers, that's really all you need. Try to let the defense help you win the game, and just don't make too many mistakes.
They do have an unbelievable record when TJ Watt is healthy and playing. I know that because I bet him a lot, so that's one thing they do have going in their favor. TJ Watt will be active and ready to go.
He's a game wrecker for sure. One more thing I wanted to mention about the Steelers. Matt Canada is gone, and they had a really predictable offense. Like, they'll line up in shotgun. Every time they line up in shotgun, they passing the ball.
Yeah.
And I just think if the offense, they'll look a lot less predictable, and I think that'll fare well for them. So we'll see. Did you get -3 or did you get 3.5?
I got 3. Even if it was a half, I would have bought the hook, but I caught it when it first came out. That was one of my favorite games. The 2 threes I feel for, if they're gonna give me, they're gonna give me with the 3s. I got those 2, and I also actually took the Browns too. Those are the 3 plays.
I'm on the Browns with you.
Yeah, I took the Browns. So,
well, this one you'll have to take a push. You get your money back. You'll be all right.
I might come to the slums of the Westgate and watch it.
All right, sound good.
I might make you come to Fontainebleau with me.
Hey, either one. We could watch it. I know. I think tomorrow I might be there with Noops. I think Noops was talking about going up there, something like that. But
I'll meet you and Noops over there tomorrow for sure for the college.
Sound good. Just real quick, I'll say I'm real down on the Cowboys. I ain't even gonna get too much in the game, but I'm really down on them, especially with all the stuff that went on over the summer. So I'm with you. I think the Browns will take advantage.
Yeah, my angle on that is the number. The number told me everything I need to know. We know how the books work. They know the Cowboys have a lot of backers, and we've seen in the past Dak is not a good quarterback on the road, especially outside. So I think that the Browns defense is going to get them hell.
All right, so we in agreement on something there. I'll take it.
So now, you took the Raiders against the Chargers?
Oh no, I took the Steelers. I didn't touch that Chargers game.
Okay. All right.
No,
That one gonna be an
absolutely not.
easy one. You gonna be like 5-star told me.
The thing is, I'll be happy if the Chargers win because it's my team. But it's just, bro, I can't take too much more of the Chargers letting me down. I
Right.
just I
You
can't
like
do
me with
it.
the Saints. They are no bet for me. I don't even bet the
Yeah.
Saints. Yeah, Saints. I feel you.
So that's all it really is. But I think we got through all the games that we were supposed to talk about today. So on that note, we'll move it over to best bet. But I'll ask you if there's anything you would like to promote before you share maybe one of them plays that you like a little more than the rest.
Just you guys know where to follow me at 5-star in Vegas. Spill out the 5 on X, and go subscribe to the show, like the show, The Wagering World. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays we post. We make sure that the plays are for Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekend, so that you guys get all of the information. I get a little example, I think, today of the wagingworld.com. So hopefully it's up and available within the next couple of days. When it comes available, you guys can get some of the merch, the Live from Summer cap, the hoodie, the It's Us versus the Machine cap and hoodie. We got all types of really nice, high quality merch that I'm going to have in there. So I look forward to the wagingworld.com being completed. Then you guys can also go there and buy picks from me, from Sino Royale, and from Spread Stare. My favorite play of the week, I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Go with the Chargers -3 at home against the Raiders. I know the Raiders are a feisty group, but they lost a lot on offense, including their running back. And I just don't think that they have enough offense to outdo Justin Herbert. And as I told you before, I really like the revenge angle. 63-14 in the NFL game, a professional losing like that, they're gonna remember that.
I agree with you, bro. Because even still to this day, I was on most of the teams that did the blowing out, but I was on one team that we got blown out one time. We lost, and it's the worst I lost in my life, bro. We lost by like 40 points. It's I still remember to this day. I'll
You
never go
still
forget
remember
that.
the game,
I still remember. I remember the plays that was pissing me off in the game. I remember
bro. I never
everything.
lost like that. We were outstanding in high school. We never. The only game I lost, we lost in overtime. Like we lost 2 games from my freshman year to my senior year in football. We lost in the playoffs to Destrehan and like triple overtime, and then we got upset by I believe Wiseman High School upset us like our freshman year, and we cried like babies because we had never lost before in like 6th or 7th and 8th grade from my neighborhood, the guys who were on the team with me together. So I've been blessed. I never got blown out of my life. I always
Dog, I
been
was
a part
pissed
of
off.
really good
I was
teams. Yeah,
pissed off. I didn't
yeah,
like that feeling at all. I was like, bruh, we can't be having this.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was ready to fight, and I'm not even a fighter.
What we know what's gonna happen is Khalil Mack gonna be ready to fight because he was in that game and he was upset. Dervin James, I saw him on the sidelines. They was cussing up a storm. So I think that they're gonna try to touch them back. And you know how Harbaugh is, bro. Harbaugh is that type of dude. He'll run the score back up on you. So Harbaugh might try to make a statement this first game. So I like them a lot.
All right, I'm gonna give my best bet, but I'm gonna let the chat lead me into it. Shout out to a couple of my guys in here. My guy Noli says, "What up, over better?" We know our guy Noli loves the unders, making the unders great again. Good to see you in the chat. And they ganging up on me. Said the Chargers gave him PTSD. B Daddy says Chargers give him anxiety. Razor says Lakers let him down. Chargers let him down. Skee living a rough life. They try to get over here in the
You got a
chat.
rough fan life, right?
He says Skee's Weed Man loves the Chargers, makes him smoke a lot more. Hey, so this is what we're gonna do for the best bet. All right. Sober Slide says, any thoughts on the game for tonight? That's where we're gonna go. We know we got a Packers fan in the chat right there. So best bet for the show, we going with the Eagles. We're going with the Eagles on the money line. And I'm gonna sum it up like this. If you want to hear a longer breakdown, I did give it, on the last show I just did with Ravino. But the Packers, everybody's so high on them this year just because how they finished last year. But I think there's some regression. For one, they scored 95% of touchdowns. They scored 95% in goal to goal situations as far as touchdowns. There's going to be some regression there. And on the Eagle side, I feel like they're the opposite. Everybody's down on them because of how they ended the season. They started off super hot And I think they won one of their last 7 or 8 games. So a lot of people are down on them for that. But I think the defense got better through the draft. I know they lost Hassan Reddick, but they added Bryce Huff. I like Fangio over there. He's gonna have them ready to play. And then the main thing for me too is the Eagles' offense gonna pretty much be unstoppable. You gave Saquon an offensive line, and the Packers don't even have a real good run defense. I think he's gonna run all over them. I think Hurts gonna get jiggy too. Razor, sorry, my guy, man. The Packers going down. My best bet for the show is Eagles on the money line. Seem like you agree with me there, 5 star.
I do. I do. I was speaking about it on my show earlier. I lean Packers first half, but I do like the Eagles as the game goes because, as you said, I think that the Eagles' offensive line and Saquon Barkley can take over the game. We know that Jalen Hurts also can improvise and make things happen with his legs. And as you said, Sirianni's on the hot seat. You know, the Packers, they're good. They're not even thinking about, losing their job. Everybody's young, happy, from the coach to the quarterback to the receivers. The Eagles, they're playing for their lives right now because we already seen before the Eagles owner, he has no problem with with firing you and replacing you. And I like that about him, that he keeps it moving, man. It's not about what you did last year, it's what you've done for me lately.
All right, you heard him. So there you go. That's the show. Appreciate you, 5 star, taking the time to cap these games with me. I always enjoy doing it, and you do good work. So make sure y'all check him out. Let me make sure I get his at right there at 5 star in Vegas on Twitter, and he told you where else to find all of his work. So until next Friday, good luck on all your action. Best of luck if you tell, and we'll catch you guys later.
Later, baby.